Yeah, buddy, you already know top of the top, you dig. So I'm sure many of you have had a chance to check out the highlights of Travis Hunter and him winning the Heisman Trophy. First of all, congratulations to that young man. He worked hard to get to where he's at, and I expect to see, or we expect, I think all of us expect to see him doing great things. However, you know where I'm going with the big however. We saw what happened at that press conference, and it was completely out of pocket and just nasty work. So here's the thing, and just to kind of give you an idea of why these things happen, because Travis Hunter is nothing new. I think many of us as men have been Travis Hunter at some point in our lifetime. Not that bad, at least for me. Listen, I was pulling them when I was in middle school. I was pulling them in grade school. So we're not gonna talk about high school. I wasn't no Daddy Mac or nothing like that, but I held my own, and I pulled some pieces. So here's the thing, with that mentality, with that young man and many young men coming up, they can't see the future. So what happens is that they lock into one young lady, and many of us as older men, we do this too. In terms of 25 and over, we meet a woman or whatever, and we lock into her. But you have this mentality where this person, you basically build an image of this person in your mind, but that's not the real person. Okay, we tend to build up this woman, and in our mind, and basically ignore red flags. Now what happens is you get into a mindset of what we like to call one-itis. Okay, and one-itis is basically you're limited. You're basically you have a limited mentality. You don't have an abundance mentality. You feel as though that's the best you can do and you can't do better. And that has been the culprit in terms of how many men operate, as opposed to the player. Now, I'm not advocating being a player, but a player is like, okay, easy come, easy go. I got another one on the roll, so that's how that go. With players, they already understand abundance mindset and what they can achieve. Again, I'm not advocating being a player, but I understand, so what happens is when you're young and you're achieving your goals, you're in school and you're taking care of business, you're on the move, you're on the go, you at some point you don't really develop social skills. And I believe that's what's happening with a lot of young people today, especially young men. They don't have the social skills to interact. And what happens is when they meet a woman that looks halfway decent, they'll basically settle. Now, when you're high value, of course, when you're young, you don't know what high value is. You're on the grind. You're boots to the ground, man. You're jamming. You're out there. You're kicking butt. Okay, and what happens is you lose focus on who you are, and you don't have the right people to tell you, hey, man, she ain't the one. You could do better. Okay, and again, this is coming from men or mentors who are high value, that that got the house on the hill, that got that had all the ladies and is settled down and married to a beautiful woman now, that's pulling you aside, say, hey champ, that ain't it. That ain't it. Listen to those men. A lot of times men think with their heart instead of their brains, and or they think with the little head, and I think we all know what the little head is. As a result, again, men lose focus on the bigger picture. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to lose sight of your goals. A lot of men lose sight of their goals, and they forget the purpose of what they're doing, and they get caught up in a relationship that's dysfunctional, and the woman is out of pocket and she's just talking greasy. But they do the DMX song. How did DMX say in that verse? I love my baby mama, I never let her go. So that's basically the mindset, and you can't ignore those red flags. You got to be smarter than that, especially when you're on the way to becoming a high value man, a full platinum man, okay, I like to call it, and a platinum card carrier, you dig? And you can't have that mentality of one-itis or no abundance. You have to have an abundance mindset, because what happens is once you get into that pocket of high value circles, the women are going to come out of nowhere. So the one that you thought was the bomb, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I remember her. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's going to happen. You're going to get around high value people that are going to lift you up. You're going to meet women that are going to boost your ego, boost your libido. You ain't going to have to worry about nothing. As Bernie Mac would say, if you said, you don't have to worry about nothing. Just clowning a little bit. But yeah, you have to stay focused on the goal, okay? And don't be so thirsty out here, especially non-select men. To my non-select men especially, focus on your goals, focus on your drive, because you're going to get to where you got to go, and the right woman is going to be in your sphere, but you can't be up in their face. Those aren't the ones you want. Okay, once you become high value and you get to where you have to go to your destination, career wise, all of that, financial wise, they're gonna be popping out the woodwork. They're gonna be so many of them, you gonna have to push them to the side, like, damn, okay, or give them to your homeboy, like, hey, I got this buddy of mine, and keep it moving. Because the thing about it is, when you have that thirsty energy, you're going to attract the wrong woman in your life. Let them come to you, okay, and let them be. Here's the thing. Once you get to a certain status, don't be pulling no darn 5s or 4s or 7s. It's like, all right, I get it, but she gotta be a high 7, because I've always believed 10s are a myth, but they do exist, but they're very rare. It's like the 10s are for the 1%. Okay, so, but if you can pull a 10 and maintain a 10, hey, you're good. And a 10 goes beyond looks, in my opinion. A 10 is attitude, and shape, beyond the obvious. She uplifts you, kind of like the woman I described earlier. She keeps your libido up. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's a 10. Any woman that has you doubting yourself and going through the changes, hey man, cut that loose, because she's interrupting your progress, okay? And also too, you have women that attract money. This is advanced game, because they have an energy that just attracts good things. They attract money. Keep those near you, okay? Because they're already high value and may not know it as well, okay? They're smart, they are resourceful, and chances are that may become your wife. She may not be a quote-unquote dime or whatever, but if she knows how to attract money, hold on to her. All right, that's it in a minute. Late.